What did the leaf say when he was stressed or angry? Leave me alone. Now, today we're talking about leaves for the purpose of photosynthesis. And leaves can come in different shapes and different sizes. They can even be kind of thin and curly. And if you know which leaf it is, then you can definitely eat it because they're delicious. You should have your workbook open up to page 10 and 11. And you should also have this worksheet that you see in front of you that says Matter and Energy, Lesson 1, Photosynthesis. Your goal for this lesson is going to be that you can label inputs, outputs, and parts of the leaf that are involved in photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the name of the process where plants are going to make their own food. It happens in the leaf. So I'm going to go ahead and pause right now. I'm going to ask that you pause as well. And on page 10 and 11, I'm going to ask that you highlight or underline any details that you see about the inputs, or they're also called ingredients, what goes into photosynthesis or what makes it happen, maybe even the outputs, and even where on the leaf items pass in and out. So you can go ahead and go and try to highlight right now, and I'll pick you up in just a moment. When I'm hungry, I can go to my refrigerator, I can go to the pantry, I can get food anytime that I need it. I can even go to my McDonald's app if I want to order some food. I can have it delivered or pick it up there. And it looks like McDonald's is trying to lure me in with their chicken McNuggets. Delicious. What I'd like for you to do is I'd like you to pause the video and I'd like you to, on page 11, write the definition of photosynthesis and go ahead and put it in this section right here. Now, you could have written it in your own words. You could have written the actual definition as well. It is essentially a chemical reaction where ingredients are rearranged to make glucose, which is the food that plants make. This process takes three ingredients. It takes carbon dioxide, which comes from us. It takes water that's going to come in through the roots, and it's going to take sunlight from, well, the sun. Now, one of the parts that's responsible is the stomata. And the stomata looks like this tiny little circle here that's over on the left. And the stomata is on the bottom of the leaf. It opens and closes usually in the morning when it's cooler. It takes in carbon dioxide, and then it also releases or sends out oxygen. It does this as long as the plant is healthy. What I'd like for you to do is I'd like you to go ahead and write in this second box, stomata, that this is where glucose, nope, sorry, this is where gases go in and out of the leaf. Looks like I need to check my spelling there. Gases go in and out of the leaf. When the gases go in and out of the leaf, they are going to make food in the leaf in the place that's called the chloroplast. And so what I'd like for you to do is I'd like you to pause the video and I'd like you to write what the definition of the chloroplast is. So I pulled this piece of grass that was rooted out in my backyard, and you can see some of the parts that you learned in elementary school. For example, these are the roots. This is where water enters in. It's going to travel up the stem, and then the water will enter the leaves. And as long as the leaf is functioning and it takes in our carbon dioxide, which we breathe out, and the sunlight from the sky, it will start making its own food inside this leaf. When it makes its own food inside the leaf, the food is going to be called glucose, and it occurs as a chemical reaction. CO2 plus O2 plus sun energy gives us glucose. And glucose is essentially sugar. Yep, that's right. I said it. It's sugar, and all plants are going to have some type of glucose in them. They make their own food. It's exactly what I said before. They don't have any drive-throughs anymore. No more waiting 40 minutes at In-N-Out. No cleaning dishes, no delivery charges from Uber Eats. It's all done inside of the plant. Down here on your worksheet, there are 3 ingredients, which are also called reactants. And one of them happens to be carbon dioxide, or CO2. One of them happens to be water, H2O. And the other has to be sunlight. And if the plant has all 3 of these things, it can make all 3 of these reactants, it can come up with products. And the products being what we need is oxygen. And so when a plant makes its food, part of the chemical release happens to be a gas called oxygen. And so that's where we breathe in. Thank goodness that we have plants there. And some of them can use their energy right away to grow themselves longer and taller. Sometimes, if there's an injury right here, for example, it can heal themselves up. There's another kind of big injury right here. The plant can heal itself up. And if it doesn't use it right away, then it can store it. And these are some of my favorites because this is a sweet potato, and this stores the sugar for later, which is why I love sweet potatoes, because you don't need to add any kind of sugar or butter. It's just sweet on its own. Even carrots also store their glucose for later on. For the rest of this lesson, you're going to be on your own. You're going to do a couple of things. The first thing you're going to do, right down over here, is on page 15, you're going to go ahead and add in a diagram of a leaf that you see. You're going to add in the 3 reactants or ingredients. You're also going to add in the 2 products which come from it as a result. And then you're going to get really scientific. And I'm going to move my face right, maybe somewhere up here. There we go. Oops, sorry about that. Right down here at this bottom, you're going to add in the words for the chemical formula. And you're also going to add in the symbols that go with it as well. Make sure that you're using your workbook. Make sure that you're writing in. And great job today.